Vamos, vamos. Dime a ver.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Welcome to another edition of UPRE. Yeah. How y'all doing?
I'm doing quite well. How is everyone doing? And we're here to review She-Hulk episode 3. It aired earlier today. We obviously aired around 7:30 or 8 o'clock to talk about Marvel's latest Disney Plus show. I mean, real quick before we break down some things, what did you think about the episode in total?
I think what I loved about it is that it's all based on reality. Like, wow. You know what I mean? It's just so funny, especially with things going viral. And the one little kid, he was just like, I don't know about y'all, but I smashed. Like,
And it,
I mean, bro, like,
I wish I had a picture of that dude because he
yes,
was quite hilarious.
that was a hitter. And then, mind you, like, the other thing was right in the beginning of the show, I love how she literally, like, started talking to the camera and was just like, all right, you know, this is not going to be one of those shows where everybody who come makes a cameo, except for this one and this one and this one. But it's a show about me. Okay, like I love
Don't
how
forget,
she just like blatantly addressed it. Like it's a show about me. It's not about anybody else. And there's gonna be cameos, but it's a show about me.
but I'm the
You
main
know?
character. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna get all these other characters, but don't forget who the show's about. And then they break down. It's
Hmm.
fun. I gotta say the She-Hulk is just a fun. It's a fun show. You
Yeah.
know, like it's just really fun. As I was watching episode 3, I was sitting there saying because I didn't hate episode 3, but I was sitting there saying I think I'd like episode 2 more than 3. But 3 was really it was just fun. I think there was a lot of fun stuff you
Yeah.
see. And some I picked up. I picked up um, as watching, I was like, I mean, obviously she becomes She-Hulk in the middle and towards the end, but I was like, wow, there's not really a whole lot of She-Hulk. It's more Jennifer we're seeing here. It's more Jennifer. Obviously, she had to do more Jennifer because she was when she went to that cell to go see our guy Blonsky. I always feel like I said his name wrong. This guy. I saw someone on Twitter that made me really laugh. And I was sitting there saying, it's funny how he always like he's just bull crapping his way to just get out for freedom. Like when he sees when he's trying to explain how he was forced out of his prison to do this fight. He was forced to do it, but it just at first I was like, this don't seem right. This don't even add up all right. But I thought it was funny how they kept saying everyone was mentioning how he pretty much just bullcrapped his way out of that, just saying anything he can do. And he's so laid back, and he's believable too. The way he's laid back, he's like, yeah,
He is. He
I
is.
was,
And that's true. It reminds you that what I thought was pimping was that whole like squad of chicks that he had talking about.
his
He had a whole bunch of pen
companion.
pals, all of that, all of these companions, all of
Yeah,
his 8 soulmates. I found that
soulmates. Yeah.
hilarious.
It
Like,
was
wow.
7. It was 7 soulmates, and he said they make his other 8th or something like that, which I thought was hilarious. He was really good, and I think even Jennifer was like, "How do you have time to get whatever?" And even just said that just leave it alone. He was great. He was great in this episode.
He was. He was. I mean, and mind you, like I was. It was interesting because last week they kind of left you with a cliffhanger of, all right, how the hell is she going to defend him when he literally just broke out of, you know what I mean? And then the fact that they introduced Wong Bong, and then Wong is just
Ooh,
making sure that everybody knows that he's Sorcerer Supreme.
I love
Everybody
it.
needs to know that he's Sorcerer Supreme. But the thing is that what I like about it is that Wong comes with a lot of nuggets. He starts talking about
He
all
looked
these
like he
different
ate the nuggets too.
universes. He starts talking about like things that happened in the past. Like you definitely see him at Wong specifically, like way more mature, and you see that he has a lot of responsibility. And so
He
there's a
do.
lot that and mind you, and the whole reason why he broke this guy out was because he needed a worthy opponent. What does that mean? And then and you know the this whole episode was just like nuggets, bro. It was just like, you know, stuff that's coming in the future, in my opinion, and that's what I really liked about this, because the other thing that I noticed was how they pretty much just show what the world is like now for lawyers
Mm.
with all of these super powered people. You know what I mean? And shout out to Megan the Stallion, because she was the star of the show today. Like she
Man, her
really,
name was
I mean, like
incredible.
I felt like they were just
Mm.
laying it on real thick, but
She,
man, yo, oh my God, Megan the Stallion, bro, she was just everywhere in this show today.
she
Like,
was. There was a lot of, and I did want to get to Wong. I wanted to speak a little bit on Wong because I thought Wong was incredible in this episode too. I mean, I officially was sitting there going like, man, we need more Wong.
yeah,
I did like this thing in the beginning because it was funny. I wanted to get some screenshots for visual reasons. But look right here. He has his LinkedIn page, right? Employment history, Sorcerer Supreme, librarian at such and such. And he's a Target sales associate. What?
I
I
didn't
said,
even
wait,
see that.
what?
Are you serious? I didn't
Look, take
even
a look at
see
this
that.
right here. Look, look.
That is for 9 years. Yeah.
9 years. I'm,
Wow.
I'm sitting there saying, how do you have time to be a sorcerer supreme,
Hmm.
a librarian? Because right, he runs in that library, and I just wanted to get into the chat real quick because that's my guy right there. H man, what's going on, buddy? He says, "What up, guys? Have a nice day. Just came to drop a like. Gotta go for a run." And we say thank you for stopping by, my friend, and we'll
Thank
catch you down the line. Thank
you.
you so much, sir. Um, but I just found that so funny, and Wong to me was so MVP because he shows up late to the, and we're going all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. So just bear with us here. But
Mhm.
I love he shows up late to this hearing, this his court appearance, right? And he tells everyone like, yeah, I broke him out because I need to work your opponent. He was talking all these other things. Because he said something. Have you ever heard of Kutama or something like that? I forget what it was. And
Mhm.
everyone was like, no, we haven't.
Mhm.
Sorcerer, no, we haven't. And I just thought it was so hilarious where he tells everyone and he tells everyone the story like I broke him out, all that stuff, and everyone was like, all right, well, we told that. They tell Wong like, "Hey, you broke a fugitive out. That's against the law."
That
And my
was
man gets up.
hilarious.
My man gets up and he said, "I will depart from here."
Yep.
Look at that! Look at that! That is a man who looked like he got his hand caught in the cookie jar, and he
Yep.
said, "I'm going to go for a run because I'm not getting hit with a belt." I thought that was Wong was tremendous in this episode. He was probably my favorite uh, character in this episode just because they placed him just right, if that makes sense. They placed him just right, and he had his moments. He wasn't like he was not meant to even be funny, but his delivery was always just
His
I always
delivery
found it
is always hilarious.
color. Yeah,
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 it is. It
it
definitely
is. And
is.
he was talking about Meg the Stallion. Yeah, she was. I mean, on my Twitter that I barely use, I see in my timeline nothing but She-Hulk and Megan dropping it like it's hot. Matter of fact, I saw
What?
the huh?
That was amazing.
Oh,
Like I was just like, what? They really doing it for the kids now, like, because Megan Thee Stallion is the it girl right now.
yeah.
So like, what? That was just so great. That was great product placement all over the place, and the fact that the guy thought that, because mind you, the reason they brought her in and
Sure.
is to highlight the problems that the lawyers are having. The guy thought that the shapeshifter, this old lady that's a shapeshifter from Asgard,
Yep.
and she's like, and mind you, that might be a Loki.
I
You
will
know what
do.
I mean? Like that might be, because that whole time I was just thinking about Loki. Like that might be like a Loki from a different dimension. So she's a shapeshifter, turns into Megan the Stallion, and then fools this guy into buying all of this stuff, and then everybody's just laughing at him, right? But I just found that whole thing interesting because, and mind you, She-Hulk even addresses it. You know what I mean? She's like, "Oh, look, connecting A and B story is nice,"
Yeah.
which was great. Which was great because they were having like a little powwow with lawyers,
Yep.
just talking. But now the other thing that I noticed is that like she's still having a tough time coming to terms with how the rest of society sees her.
Hmm.
Like she's very much like I don't care about what people think about me, which is commendable. Which is commendable because truth be told, it's hard for a lot of people to be that way. But you know, in a certain sense, I feel like in especially in this country, you have to be that way. But the thing is just that she's a superhero now, so everybody wants to know what the scoop is, what this, what that, and she has a whole bunch of fame and all of that, and which is not what she wants. She just wants to be a good lawyer, and honestly, like she is. Like, did you notice like the stuff that she just pulled out of her butt when this guy ship shaped, like just shaped
He
and
turned
turned
into
into
Abomination.
abomination
Yeah.
when he turned himself into abomination and then like she just like calmed everybody down and everybody was wilding and then she calmed them down and then goes back and then everything is cool and she was able to just because mind you she wasn't even ready for that, you could see it in her face that she wasn't ready for that, but
Mhm.
she literally just pulled the BS and was able to say everything and got him scot free, which was, and mind you, as a viewer you kind of felt like, well, that makes sense, all right, but at the same time there's a part of you that's like, all right, where's the heel turn?
Yeah.
Where's the heel turn? This guy is the Miz. Where's
Oh,
the
you're talking about Abomination, right?
yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Where's
Because
it gonna come?
you're waiting for because you know it's all an act. I mean, that was really good how you said all that because that's so totally true. How this thing happened before her. Any other lawyer might have like fumbled because it's like, wow, that was not part of my game plan. But for her to use that to her advantage and go like, yeah, but see, he was able to control, which was seeing Abomination wave at people is quite hilarious as everyone's
That is
freaking out, and he's just, which looks very, very creepy. But you see him waving, with his little Crocs. He had his Crocs. Um, you said something else. We was talking about this lawyer that they used to work with, who's such a. I wanted to touch on some of the things because I did appreciate something that was really brought to my attention. I didn't think nothing so much about it until it was really more thrown in my face. But something like, we're talking about Jennifer now being Hulk, but in the beginning of this episode, you had a lot of people going, well, why is Hulk gotta be a girl now? Because that's today's society.
that is
We
today's
mentioned a lot
society. That's
about today's
right. Yeah.
society, like this little
Hmm.
change, and everyone is sitting there saying that's an inconvenience to me. And I thought it was interesting because um, these are the
Why
I believe
everything
these
gotta
were
be
the from the
female now?
show.
That's hilarious.
These are the tweets and stuff and all that stuff on social media from the show. But these are actual tweets and stuff from social media from when She-Hulk was first announced, and you can see people being upset. Like this one guy, I should have probably bleeped out his name, so I apologize. But chill with the female Marvel, like something like that. So it goes to show you how like Marvel used that and said, "Oh, that bothered you? We're gonna use that
Hmm.
and put that in there." And I thought that was such a I think that's the term people use now is so meta because they were like, oh, we're gonna just throw that in there and use that, and I thought the placement of it was it was spot on. It wasn't like there was this
Definitely.
force. They try to force it, but they were like, this really happens in today's society because it really does. I mean, I remember when they were bringing in Miles Morales and putting him into the main timeline. I remember seeing people upset, like, how dare you get rid of Peter Parker? How dare you inconvenience me?
Nah, I
So
mean, but
I
they
just
still got room.
yeah, so I just thought that was really cool that they threw that in there. Something I wouldn't have thought about. Meg Thee Stallion, I do have a picture because once again, Twitter is great. This is pretty much,
Wow.
yeah, this is pretty much this tremendous Photoshop. You would never know it was Photoshop, but
You
so
know,
pretty much
w- you
She-Hulk
know,
is She-Hulk is with Stallion. Hmm?
Speaking about Photoshop, like there was a certain spots that I noticed that like
Hmm?
I have a feeling that it takes a lot of work for her to put on the She-Hulk costume.
Hmm.
Like I have a feeling like it's a big
CGI.
apparatus, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, because I noticed that like the suit stayed baggy. You notice how she had a baggy suit on in the beginning,
Well, you got to
right?
remember
And it
this.
makes sense because she's gonna grow into the She-Hulk, right?
Yes.
But then when she's in the She-Hulk, she's still wearing a baggy ass suit.
It's not as bad. I didn't
It's not
notice
as
that.
baggy. No, because the thing, what I noticed is that here's what I think, and I could be wrong,
Sure.
but I feel like for some of those spots, they kind of like CGI'd her face on a man's body. That's what I think they did. I like, especially the parts where she just had like a ponytail on and she doesn't necessarily have all her hair out and all of that. Because there's other times where she has look, she saw that. There's other times where she has like this bodysuit, like she has this like this feminine looking
Mm.
suit on. You know what I mean? As the She-Hulk, and that's how she's drawn and everything like that. And like in this one, I don't know. What I think is just that they had to do a rush job, and then they just did it like
It
that.
might have.
You know what I mean?
I didn't
The whole
peep that.
thing with the
No,
ponytail and all of that, because that's not normal. She doesn't normally do that. Maybe I was just paying attention to too many little details, but
no, but that's good. I'm glad that you peeped that. I didn't even notice that. And see, saying the same thing. One see the
and
suit
mind
was still
you,
baggy. So that
word, it was
means
still
the girl
baggy. I peeped that right away. Like, why you still got on a baggy ass suit and you? It
with
should
this
be
giant of this giant. What they call a green woman? Giant green woman.
green woman. I don't even remember that. That was funny.
Like one of the
Uh,
things when they're doing like all the news and the highlights, they'll call it like giant green woman or something like that. But that's a good eye. I didn't even peep that.
yeah, it was weird to me. Like, all right. So right away, I was just like, all right, it must take a long time to put the whole get up together.
Yeah.
It's probably a few hours of makeup
I,
and then the hair and all of that. And
I mean, that's a lot of work. I
I'm
believe
sure
it's
it is.
the CGI because a lot of times when I see the CGI, like I was looking at Mark Ruffalo, dude who plays the Hulk, and I know
Mm,
they have all this stuff on his face, like the stuff so they can get the structure of the face.
mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what they do so much with when it comes to obviously CGI. They're able to do all that stuff with the CGI, but I didn't think that. That's amazing. A matter of fact, you know
Oh,
that
nice. She's at Playland. Nice.
all
Yeah.
right, cool. Yeah, Playland, and you here still to see us. Well, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charmaine. You just so kind. Now go have fun at Playland. Give us a like and stuff, please. That
Mm-hmm.
that helps the brand. Thank you.
Yep.
The scene at the end, I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I feel like Jennifer. So I watched it 3 times today. So, and one of the things I know in the comics is that she eventually just loves being more She-Hulk than Jennifer. It's just more empowering. From Jen, where she's just like no one listened to her and stuff, but now she's just larger than life, being like really larger than life because she's pretty freaking tall. She
Mm-hmm.
picks up these street thugs. Who do you think is the boss? Actually, let me ask you that because there's a spot right
Word.
there where they
Somebody's trying to
mentioned
get her blood.
they were trying to
Right.
get her blood. Yeah,
Somebody's
you
trying
think
to get
it's
her
Count
blood,
Chocula?
and I'm sorry.
You think it's Count Chocula or
You really
Count?
said that. That's hilarious. I thought that was a mistake. I thought that was
No,
something
I
I
know what
heard.
I said.
You
I know
really said
exactly what
Count Chocula. Yo, you, you stupid man.
Count Chocula. He said, I want your blood.
Where's the corner, Jake?
I don't know. God, I hope it's been deleted.
Chocula. See, this is why I gave you court cake on your birthday.
I know. I appreciate it. Yum, yum, yum.
Count Chocula, you didn't even go to DC. Like, if you would have gone to DC, that would have been funny. You just went to cereal. Like,
That's what I
stupid,
do.
man. That was funny, man. No, I'm actually curious to see who it is because, like, mind you, like with this episode, as you can see, there's a lot of things that are like all over the place. One of the most revealing thing was the Asgardian shapeshifter. I mean, that whole thing was to bring in Megan the Stallion, but then the other thing is that,
Mhm.
mind you, the guys that were trying to beat her up, and I found this interesting. She said, "Did you guys rob an
Like construction
Asgardian
or something like that. Yeah, yeah.
an Asgardian construction worker?" And then they were like, "Yeah." So and the thing about that is, how do you know that? Like, how do you know? How can you spot those tools and all of those things? And I'm curious to know more about how she knows that. And mind you, I don't know if that's common now, if that's something that just people just commonly see in this world now, in this like Marvel world now, or if she just knows more because of
Bruce.
Bruce
Yeah.
and he's been to Asgard and all of that. So that a lot of that was a nugget, but then the thing that I loved about that spot was just how at first she felt helpless because she was getting robbed, but then she was like, "Hold up, wait a minute,
Yeah.
what?" Like, So
Just
you know, so
cool.
now that I think that might have been the beginning of her, you know, feeling empowered and then wanting to be more She-Hulk, like you say. You know what I mean? This might be the beginning of what happens. So I love it because you know, a lot of the things that we spoke about already, like especially the little kid, he was just like, I don't know about y'all, but I smash, right?
I love
Like,
how it's always a black dude too. Like there was one guy who said
I
something
mean, white
She-Hulk.
people don't really say I'd smash like that, you know.
No,
They
they don't.
probably say I'd
They're
smush.
not really clever.
Yes, but like, but no, but the thing with that,
Sorry,
it's
Whitey.
just that mind you, this stuff is not in the comic books.
What?
And then the end, you have a whole bunch of comic strips for She-Hulk. But a lot of the stuff that was in this episode is not necessarily something that is specifically in the comic books, especially the social media age. So
Mhm.
I found this very, very interesting because it's literally based on, what it would be like right now.
It would be. Well,
Yeah.
you got to remember when She-Hulk came out. That was in the '70s, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know when she had her own spin-offs and all that stuff and all that. But I'm just saying those times were so different. If
Yep.
She-Hulk was to come out and today, like she was a brand new Marvel character right now, we would have all that, like you said, social media and stuff like that. I like some of the stuff that you said because I agree on that too. About this scene is right here is what it's going to look like, where Jen might just go like, "I need to be more She-Hulk," because she's
Mm-hmm.
always been trying to hide. That's why I thought it was a kind of a big deal that in this. I felt like in episode one you saw a lot of She-Hulk. Episode two, I felt like there was a balance where you had Jen and She-Hulk. I felt like there was a balance. Now, granted, you might say there might have been more She-Hulk still. Okay, sure. But my point is, it felt like it was more of a balance to me. And then you have episode three where you see more Jen, and like I said, Jennifer, you see more of her because when she goes to that prison, and
Mm-hmm.
she has to be that. But in the scene where she slightly forgets because she's not She-Hulk as much, she's Jennifer, scared that she's going to get robbed and come through and just destroy. One of the homeboys should have been dead, but I said this is on Disney Plus because if this was Netflix, that guy would have had a broken neck because this one guy she just threw in the air, land. It was a bad fall. You would have thought I thought I was watching. You'd appreciate this. I thought I was watching AEW the way that guy fell in his neck. You would appreciate that.
Oh man, shout out to Matt Hardy.
Ooh. But shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good guy. But what was I going to get at? But yeah, that scene where she's looking in the mirror, and at first I was kind of confused because I was sitting there saying, So watching it three times, the first time I immediately saw it, I was like, oh yeah, she's definitely going to be like, I need to embrace this right now. I
Mm-hmm.
need to embrace this.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a part of me wondering if she was questioning it as well because it looked like she was like, I don't know if she ever had a good look and looked in the mirror and was like, what am I, a monster? But I do agree with everything you said because I do believe that to be, wow, I could really take dudes out. Like she wasn't even scared. There was a part where she said, all right, come on. And I
No, but
mean,
if you notice that, look,
there you
prior
go.
to that, what just happened?
Hmm.
She just won an impossible case.
Yep.
So at that moment, she was in her lawyer. You ever heard of Maxine Shaw?
No.
All right, forget it. But anyway, this woman was in her lawyer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she forgot all about She-Hulk at that moment. She had her book, she had everything. She was walking home. She was happy. She was probably gonna go drink some wine or something and just chill because she was happy about winning that case and looking good, right? And
Yep.
then as soon as she started getting attacked, she said, "Oh, wait a minute," and she just remembered, like, "Hold up, man, what? Like, get out of here!" Woo! And then that was that, and which was awesome, awesome because it's like an evolution of a Pokemon. It's great.
Ooh.
It's great.
I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
that.
It's Pikachu turning to Raichu. You feel me?
That was a good reference. I mean, I would never evolve my Pikachu though, but
Who would? But you know what I mean.
hello, hello. I thought I was alone on that. Hello. But I think we pretty much practically hit all the spots on She-Hulk. She-Hulk was really good. I look forward to going to episode four. I mean, there's 9 episodes. I'm like, wow, we're on episode four,
Hmm.
and I mean, she mentioned cameos. We know we're getting another cam. So I did want to address. So I asked who you think is the boss. So we know Daredevil is going to show up, but do you think Kingpin is somehow involved in this?
Oh hell yeah, they
You
have
think
to.
so?
They have to bring Fisk in.
Hmm.
Fisk is one of the best villains of all time. They have to. They have to. Come on. I mean, there's
But
people
my
that are gonna
question,
be fans of Kingpin. Like, there's come on, bro. This guy's got.
my question is, if it is Kingpin, do you think that wears him thin because you know they're going to use him for Echo when Echo comes out? And I can't help but believe that when they do the Daredevil series, was it Devil Reborn? I can't help but believe that they're going to want Kingpin in that too. So I sit here and I was thinking, like, I was trying to think of a lot of like street level. Yeah, so I just saw what she said. She said, I don't think so. He was just in Hawkeye. And they are going to use him in Echo. But I'm trying to think of some other street level villain. And I remember this
You
one guy
mean to be the
named,
main guy? No.
I remember this one guy. His name is Tombstone. I remember he was in Spider Man. So I was wondering, hmm, would they have Tombstone? Because I don't know a lot of street level villains when it comes to Marvel. I'm pretty sure if I looked them up and I heard their name, I'm like, oh, okay. But the big name that I got is Kingpin. Uh, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what boss, what other person that they could possibly work with. But we'll find out. I think when we get closer to episode 9, by then it'll be
I
all.
mean, like he showed up in the Spider-Man movie.
Oh,
And he as a
and
lawyer.
she's not. I
So
like.
it could be a lot of things that he could do. And mind you, he is a lawyer. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So like, don't forget that he is a lawyer, and they literally could that this could
okay.
be the way that they bring in Daredevil because he's a lawyer.
They know I'm talking to them. You said who? Well, yeah, that's why Daredevil. They're both lawyers.
Oh, she wants everybody to see the comments. Hi, everybody, look at your comments. Here's your comments. Yay, the comments. Yeah, we totally forgot to do that, y'all. Sorry.
That's why you know what I
Totally
do?
forgot to do that.
I
Yeah.
always, you know what I do? I have a habit of
Fuck
just
it.
looking on the side
We
and
just look
yelling.
at him and read him and shit like.
Yeah, I have such a habit of that. I'm like, I want you to know I see you. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we
I mean,
see.
like,
We see. Thank
I,
you.
I,
Thank
I,
you.
yeah, and I look forward to the episode 4. Like, this was a fun episode. And I don't know. I mean,
I love how Megan Thee Stallion had to tell her to dial it back at the end. Like that was
well,
just
yeah, homegirl said, "I'll kill for you," and I
word.
mean,
She got and she went from her lawyer to her Hulk. Like that was
yeah,
wild. She made her feel good. And
I
had her
there's
twerking
a
and
lot
shit.
of things I didn't know I would experience in my lifetime, and I'd like to share some of them. I didn't know that. I didn't know I would ever hear The Rock sing a Disney song and it would be a banger. That's one because it is a banger. I didn't know that I would watch a Spider-Man movie and then you hear Notorious B.I.G. in the background.
She Hulk do got cake. What's up,
Ah,
April?
what up, April? And I'm pretty sure there's a third one I can't think of it, but one of them right here I can say for number 4 right now is I never thought I would see uh, a Hulk twerk, and I'm just gonna say for me, I'm glad it was She-Hulk and not Bruce because
Word
I
up.
don't think Homeboy have any rhythm. I think
Word.
all he would do was just shake the fucking building. I don't
Yep.
think you were supposed to say that word. I'm so sorry. Someone had that.
Wow. It was you, not me this time. That's hilarious.
Wow. Well, someone's gonna get fired. It was nice knowing you, Vic.
That's funny.
But
But
that,
anyway, man, this was a good This
it
was a good.
was.
I liked it. I
It
thought it was
was.
great.
It
Can't
was.
wait
We're
to
going
come
to be
back.
back here next week. I don't have no graphic up for it, but also tune in. I mean, there's links to the wrestling, the gaming. I didn't put one up, but this Saturday there's going to be a
Um,
UPR battle,
mm.
and I'm going to go hashtag three in a row. I don't know if my opponent can hear me in the chat, but hashtag three in a row, hashtag victory juice, hashtag for the Jackpack community. Continue to follow us on all social media platforms. You see all the things right here. Just follow those things.
Mm-hmm.
And where's the exit thing? I feel like I never could find the exit thing. Vic, say something to the people.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us. Please like everything that we do. Find us on YouTube. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Instagram. Now, the next week we're going to be doing. Actually, I don't even have the calendar in front of me, but we're going to be doing a lot of movies because we're doing Police Academy and Wildcats and all this stuff, and we're recording a whole bunch of things right now. So like it's just incredible. Follow Beating Faces. Follow See the Superior. Follow Charmaine. Follow the executive consultant.
Where's Champagne?
Follow Bad
I,
Guy Jack.
I think
Follow everybody. Listen, everybody in this group got something that is popping. You know what I mean? See, the Superior does a whole bunch of anime stuff, and she does a whole bunch of movie reviews. April does a whole bunch of makeup reviews and AEW reviews and all this other stuff. Everybody got something popping. You know what I mean? Pretty soon, I'm gonna be like going outside and reviewing plants. You know what I
I
mean?
can't wait for
Nobody's
that.
gonna watch me, but it's all good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You know what? Shut up.
Yeah, I'll probably be at the bar on Sunday. Maybe, I don't know if my wife lets me out. But but anyway, like, you gotta find. I'm just here stalling and yapping, and you
No,
gotta
you did a
find.
great job because I was gonna say I found it, but you're doing such a great job. I felt like I'd be
Oh
rude if I cut you off.
no, go ahead, just put it. Go ahead. Thank you. That was
That's all, folks.